Hey family, welcome back to day 16. I'm Yogi Farron and I'm very happy to see you again. If you're not already, join me in your comfortable seat in the center of your mat. Your legs can be crossed like so, or feel free to sit on your knees. Your mat, your practice. Once you've found your comfortable seat, place your hands on your knees and take a deep inhale, bringing your shoulders up by your ears. Exhale and release them down, melting towards the mat. Today we are going to focus and get centered. On your next inhale, bring your hands right in the center of your chest and let's set an intention for today's practice. Your why for showing up. I want you to take a few rounds of breath as you think and zero in on that intention before we move through it in today's flow. Deep, loving inhale through your nose and slow releasing exhale through your mouth. On your inhale, you might bring your shoulders up by your ears, and on an exhale, you might allow them to slowly melt down to the mat. Perfect. On your next round of breath, slowly bat your eyes open. Welcome. Bring your left hand over to your right knee and place your right hand right behind your butt. Send your gaze over your right shoulder and allow a gentle twist in your spine. Find your place of comfort. If placing your hand directly behind your butt is too much, then bring it over a little bit more to your knee. Find your place of comfort as you send your gaze over your right shoulder. On an inhale, you may lift your chest up a little bit taller, a little bit higher, sending your crown to the ceiling. And on an exhale, you might root more into your mat. One more deep inhale through your nose. You might send your gaze a little bit farther on your right shoulder. And exhale, release both hands back to center. Bring your right hand over to your left knee and bring your left hand behind your butt or your place of comfort to do the same stretch on the opposite side. Slowly send your gaze over that left shoulder and allow your right arm to gently relax on your left knee. Spread those fingertips wide on the ground. Take a deep inhale and your crown might lift a little bit higher towards the ceiling. You exhale and root more into the mat. One more deep inhale. You might sit a little taller before you exhale and release back to center. One more time on the right side, bring that left hand over to the right knee. Right hand goes behind you. Send your gaze over your right shoulder, being sure that your shoulders aren't crumbling in. They're sitting up and strong and tall. On your exhale, you release and sink further into the mat. Take one more inhale, sending your gaze over your right shoulder. And exhale, release back to center. Bring your right hand over to your left knee. Left hand goes behind you, gaze goes over your left shoulder. Inhale, you're sitting up, sending your crown up towards the ceiling. Exhale, spread those fingertips wide and root into your mat. Your next round of breath, you might look a little bit further on your left shoulder, a little bit further beyond. And exhale, release back to center. One more time, bring your left hand over to your right knee. Right hand goes behind you. This is our last round. So see how far you can look over that right shoulder. Find your place of maximum comfort, maximum breath in this asana. On your next exhale, come back to center. Right hand goes to your left knee, left hand goes behind you, and send your gaze over that left shoulder. Spread those fingertips wide on the ground. Shoulders go up and down towards the ground, and crown lifts higher towards the sky. One more inhale here. Before you exhale and release back to center. Perfect. Bring both your hands over to the right side of your body and gently guide your body through tabletop position. But we won't stop there. Spread those knees as wide as your mat. Bring your toes together and slowly guide your butt down to meet your feet. Use those hands to help guide your forehead down to the mat for, you guessed it, extended child's pose. Your forehead gently touches the mat and you take a round of breath here. Deep inhale through your nose and a slow release through your mouth. On your next round of breath, you slowly send your gaze over to the right side of your body. Left ear comes down towards the mat. Send your gaze over to the right side of the room, right side of your body. Exhale and allow your body to melt more into the mat. One more deep inhale through your nose and a loving release through your mouth. Your next round of breath, send your gaze over to the left side of your body, guiding that right ear down to the mat. Notice that my arms are not fully extended. Yours can be if that's comfortable for you. Today, they want to be relaxed onto the mat, so that's where I am. It's important to honor where you are in your practice, and that changes on a daily basis. So honor your body, focus in, and listen to it. On your next exhale, you're going to slowly transition, sending your gaze back over to the right side of your body. Left ear comes to the mat. Deep inhale through your nose. And slow, loving exhale, releasing through your mouth. Your next round of breath, you're going to slowly guide that right ear to the mat, sending your gaze over to the left side of your body. Deep inhale through your nose and slow, loving exhale through that mouth. Your next exhale, on our last round, you're going to slowly guide your left ear down to the mat, sending our gaze for the final time to the right side. Perhaps our bodies, our torsos are getting closer to the mat. We're sinking further into it. On an exhale, send your gaze over to the left side of your body and slowly guide that right ear. At this point, you feel your body the closest that it's been in this child's pose to the mat. You're one together. On your next exhale, slowly return to center and use your hands to help guide your body back up to your comfortable seat. Placing one hand at a time, taking your time to guide you up there. Bring your knees together, go back to tabletop position, but extend your right foot behind you and then your left for plank. If you're comfortable here, slowly shift forward before you guide down to the mat. Or come to your knees first before you send your elbows to the back of the room. On an inhale, slowly peel the front torso off the mat, keeping those elbows in tight. Exhale and release back down to the mat. Your next inhale, tuck your toes. Make your way through tabletop position. Allow those knees to hover off the mat before you send your butt up to the sky for downward facing dog. Pedal each knee out one at a time, lifting one heel at a time off of the ground, off of the floor. Find your place of stillness, spread those fingertips wide, and step one foot in front of the other, making your way to the front of the mat. We want our feet to meet our hands right in between them at the front of the mat. So follow your breath and take your time to make your way up there. Once your feet have met your hands, allow a slight micro bend in your knees and gently sway from left to right or right to left. Nice, gentle sway. Grab each elbow with opposite hand and enjoy this lovely sway. Being sure that you have control. It's not going too wild. Spread those toes wide on the mat. Find a place of stillness. Release your hands. And on an inhale, you're going to use your hands to paint up your legs. As you send your crown forward, elbows tucked in by your sides, flat back. Exhale, paint your hands back down your legs to release. Follow your breath. On your inhale, slowly stack your spine as you make your way up to mountain pose. Being sure to follow your breath, not to rush. Your arms extend out and meet in prayer position up above your head. You exhale, hands come in front of your heart chakra before they find their final resting place by your sides. Mountain pose. Wiggle your fingers. Take a round of breath. Inhale, bringing your shoulders up by your ears. Exhale, allowing them to sink and melt down towards the mat. On an inhale, sweep your hands up above your head. Exhale, slowly melt down towards the mat. On an inhale, paint up your legs, flat back. Exhale, paint back down your legs. Plant your hands outside your feet and step one foot back, your right foot back. Next, your left foot back. Plank pose. Slowly shift your body to the front and lower your body down to the mat. Or bring your knees down first. Untuck your toes. Peel your front torso up. Perhaps you go a little bit higher. Keep those elbows in tight by your side. Release back down to the mat. Make your way through tabletop position. Tuck your toes. Allow those knees to hover. Next, send those heels down towards the mat. Pedal your feet out one at a time, lifting one foot at a time off the mat. Spread your fingertips wide and step one foot in front of the other, walking on a line, making your way to the front to meet your hands. One foot at a time. Perfect. Grab opposite elbow, allow a slight micro bend, and gently sway from right to left or left to right, whichever is your fancy, or the opposite way of what you swayed the first time. Release your elbows. Slowly paint your hands up your legs and send your crown forward, flat back. Exhale, paint your hands back down your legs, release. On an inhale, slowly stack your spine, making your way back up to standing position. Allowing your head to be the last thing that makes its way to the top. Your hands sweep out and meet in prayer position up above your crown before you exhale and allow them to find their final resting place by your sides. Perfect. So you can stay at the front of your mat or join me in the center of your mat for a few rounds of tree. So your feet can be about a couple inches apart, or they can touch. Once you go through a couple of rounds of tree, find your comfortable starting position. It's important to spread those toes wide as we root down into the mat. On an inhale, bring your shoulders up by your ears. Exhale and allow them to sink down towards the ground. Your next inhale, you're going to slowly lift your right heel off of the mat. Just your heel. Just your heel. Exhale and allow it to come back down to the mat. Perfect. Your next inhale, you're going to lift your right foot off the mat. Not too high above that ankle. Just a little bit. I'm going to hold it for a bit. Going to find a place to focus on the wall, right in front of you. if there is a wall, or maybe a window, or maybe you're outside. That would be love to practice outside. Your next exhale, allow it to come back down to the mat. Perfect. Your next inhale, lift your right foot a little bit higher. This time, maybe you grab it with both hands. Great job. Find a place of stillness. Spread those toes wide. Find your comfortable place to focus. Because we do not need to move in this moment. We only need to be still. Your next exhale, allow your foot to slowly melt down to the mat. Left side. So on your next inhale, slowly lift your left heel, just your heel off the mat. Just gonna feel this out. See how this feels. Exhale, slowly release it back down. On an inhale, you're gonna lift it, your whole foot, a little bit higher than your ankle, just a little bit, to see how it feels. You're gonna spread those toes wide on your right foot. That's grounded in on the mat. Gonna hold it a little bit longer than we did the first time. And now exhale and release it back down to the mat. And this time, we're gonna grab our left knee with both our hands. You got it. We're gonna try to keep our back straight, rooting down in our right foot, finding our focal point in front of us, so that we can find a complete place of stillness. Being sure to follow our breath. Deep inhales through our nose. Slow, loving releases through our mouth. Your next exhale, allow that left leg to come back down to the mat. This time, on an inhale, you're going to allow your right foot to touch the inside of your left ankle. Bring your hands right in the center of your chest, right in front of your heart chakra. Take an inhale here, and on an exhale, root further into the mat. One more inhale here, and exhale. Place your right foot back down on the mat. Release your hands by your sides for mountain pose. Wiggle your fingers. On an inhale, bring those shoulders up by your ears. Exhale, allow them to melt down towards the mat. On an inhale, let's do the same thing on the left side. We bring our left foot to meet our right ankle. Hands come right in front of our heart chakra. We're making our way to tree pose. Right now, we're on the ankle, feeling out our balance, finding our focus, getting centered. Finding our place of stillness as we follow our breath. Spread those right toes wide on the mat. One more round of breath. Before you slowly place that left foot back down on the mat. Release your hands back to mountain pose. Now this time, on an inhale, you're going to bring that right foot up to your left thigh. If it's comfortable, if not, we're still at our ankles. Find a place that's comfortable for you. So I'm going to demonstrate by putting my right foot on my left thigh and bring your hands in front of your heart chakra, right in the center of your chest. Find that focal point as you spread those left toes wide on the mat. Find your place of stillness, your place of focus, your place to be centered. One more inhale here. And on an exhale, you're going to slowly guide your foot back down the way it came. Release your hands down by your sides. And on an inhale, bring those shoulders up by your ears. Exhale and allow them to sink down towards the mat. Good job. Left side. On the next inhale, you're going to slowly guide your left foot to your inner right thigh, or it's going to be by your inner ankle. Find your place of comfort. Place it on your inner right thigh and bring those hands right in front of your heart center, your heart chakra. Focus and spread those right toes wide on the mat. Find your focal point as you root down, get centered. Focus on your breath. Focus on your inhale, your loving exhale. Focus on this moment. Focus on your breath. On your next exhale, slowly release and send that left foot back down to the mat. Now, it's okay if you're wobbling a little bit. It happens. We're practicing here. We're listening and focusing on our bodies. Hold it for as long as it feels most comfortable for you to hold your focus and for you to get centered. Join me again at the front of your mat if you're in the center. And on an inhale, sweep your hands up above your crown. They meet in prayer position before you slowly slice down towards the ground. On an inhale, you use your hands to paint up your legs and send your crown forward, flat back. Exhale, paint down your legs and release. Plant your hands outside your feet and send your left foot back gently. And next, your right foot back. Slowly shift forward and melt down towards the ground, your mat. Untuck your toes and peel your torso off the front of the mat. Exhale and release back down to the ground. On an inhale, you're going to slowly peel your body off the mat. Moving to tabletop position. Bring your toes together, knees go as wide as the mat, and butt slowly sinks down to our feet for child's pose. We guide our forehead to the mat and take one round of breath here. Deep, loving inhale through our nose. And exhale, slow exhale through our mouths. As our body melts closer into the mat and we learn to follow our breath, focusing on our center, ourself. Your next exhale, slowly guide your forehead off the mat and use your hands to make your way back up to your comfortable seat. Bring those knees together. Bring both hands over to the left side of your body and swing those legs around out in front of you. Scoot your butt up and guide your back down to the mat like we're moving to Savasana. Extend both legs in front of you. Allow your palms to face the sky or ceiling. Toes flap open, heels are together. Your next inhale, we're going to do recline tree. And we're going to bring our right foot up to meet our left thigh while we're lying down. Take this moment to adjust if you need to. Your shoulders, sometimes they get stuck. So make sure they're flush with the mat. Allow your palms to face the sky or ceiling. Or if it's comfortable, you can allow them to rest on both of your inner thighs. No pressure here, just a gentle reminder that your hands are here. Take this moment to have a deep inhale and slow, loving exhale through your mouth. One more time, you might take this moment to adjust your leg, adjust your foot on your thigh. Take a moment to melt further into your mat. Focus on your stillness. On your next exhale, if your hands are on your inner thighs, you move them to your sides and allow your right foot to meet your left. Perfect. Your next inhale, bring that left foot up to your inner right thigh to do the other side. You may use your hands to guide your foot. That makes you more comfortable. Again, take this moment to check your shoulders to see if they're flush with the mat. You can bring your hands to your inner thighs or allow them to face the sky, whichever is most comfortable for you. If they're on your inner thighs, remember they're just there resting, not applying any pressure, pushing down, nothing like that. Focus on your breath here. Deep inhales through your nose. Loving releases through your mouth. Releasing all that does not serve us. Focusing on what does. Release that left foot down, back to meet our right. Heels come together. Palms flap open and eyes closed. Savasana. Take a few rounds of breath here as we get settled into the mat to make our way closing out today's practice. Focus and being centered. Take these moments, this stillness, to focus on self. You decided to create this habit for you in this loving year of 2021. 2020 was absolutely different than any of us could have imagined. But now we have an opportunity to set new habits, new boundaries, new self-care practices, focusing on the things that serve us the most, the things that help us grow and prosper and bloom. Take one more round of breath here. And on your next inhale, slowly wiggle your toes. Wiggle those fingers. Give yourself a big smile for showing up, because you deserve it. Bring your eyes open. And next, bring your left hand over to the right side of your body, making your way in a fetal position. Knees are bent. Being sure to take your time, because this is your time. Use both of your hands to slowly guide your body off the mat. And make your way to your comfortable seat in the center of your mat. It can be the same one as we started with or a different one. Once you found it, close your eyes and bring those hands into the center of your chest. And let's focus in on your intention, your why that you started today's practice with. You did it, 16 days, way to go. Bring those thumbs up to the center of our foreheads, right between our eyebrows. And let's move with that intention through the rest of our day. Let's move with that goodness, this energy that we just worked through. Slowly massage that third eye, our all-knowing eye. It's been lovely to practice with you today. I cannot wait to see you tomorrow. Namaste. See you guys tomorrow on day 17.